I wasn't going to make any videos today, but after posting that little entertainment photo from Terminator 2, I decided to make this because the way that Sarah Connor was treated in Terminator 2 in the psych hospital is how I feel whenever people address me about the stuff I believe in. And I'm not saying through this channel because I made this channel as sort of like an anonymous, I'm just going to put information out there channel. But in my normal social media before I got rid of it, people were a little bit harsh about the stuff that I believed in. They were like, "Oh, are you sure you're not schizophrenic?" And that's the thing. That's what I want to talk about. Not everyone who talks about this stuff is out of an insane asylum. You have to understand that. And there's actually sort of a catch-22 effect that makes it appear that way. I call it the Einstein effect. This is what happened to me over the course of time because I was dealing with things that most people will not understand and they do not deal with in terms of the supernatural experiences. I found that I was becoming a little bit loopy, like eccentric, excitable, somewhat like whenever I would talk about this stuff, it felt like, I don't know, it felt almost like I was intoxicated. And that's just because there's a lot of actual energy coming through when you learn this stuff. The information itself contains high amounts of divine energy. And when you embody that, you're not used to that. So that higher amount of energy, it makes you feel like you're vibrating. It makes your head feel like it's spinning. It makes you feel like you're existing in a sort of transcendent limbo between worlds, where you're not quite in the third dimension anymore, and you're not quite living in your head. It's like you're existing outside of your body in an elevated state. And it causes a lot of people to be, it's like the crystal skull effect from Indiana Jones, where like if you're not prepared for that information, you're going to lose your mind. And sadly, many people, especially in government factions who study this stuff, have taken their own lives because this information is very serious. Once you understand it, once you know it to be real, your psychology has to go to war with what it thought was impossible. Your psychology has to uphold itself somehow. And a lot of people sadly do not make it through that test. They lose their minds. So yes, it can cause insanity, but a lot of people who hold it together very well and are just more eccentric are your teachers who you're going to want to listen to, especially in these end times. Whether or not you think they're crazy, the fact that they're still able to speak to you in coherent sentences and teach you about this stuff should tell you they're some of the strongest people you're ever going to meet.